Alright guys, the Saiyan Day unit has been revealed to be an LR Majin Vegeta reversible exchange unit with Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Another Vegeta unit in Dokkan. My boy, stay winning in 2026. I am gassed. As always, Dokkan be dropping these reveals at unsociable hours where I don't get to see them, but at least we can now. So for those of you who've already seen this and you're watching this, appreciate you very much. And for those of you that are just here, I appreciate you too. So let's get straight into this. He'll be leading Pure Saiyans, of course. Corroded Body and Mind, which is great, or Gifted Warriors with the Ki +3, HP plus 200%, and Attack and Defense plus 170. And the additional HP, Attack and Defense of 50% go to characters who belong to Majin Buu Saga or Uncontrollable Power. His link skills are Super Saiyan, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, Royal Lineage, Over in a Flash, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And to make this unit even better, it was confirmed the Int one is going to be easying. So hopefully when his details drop, probably sometime next week. Next week, or basically around here. Maybe end of next week, beginning of the week after. Hopefully he's amazing so we can work really well with the LR. But Majin Vegeta will start with Ki +3, attack of 300% and defense plus 200%, and 18% damage reduction, and will guard all attacks. Then with 3 or more Ki spheres obtained, or when there are 3 or more extreme class allies on a team, Ki +3 with at least 1 orb obtained, attack of 180, guaranteed additional super when attacking, and 180 defense, and an extra 18% damage reduction when receiving an attack. So he's basically an updated version of the tech one from a few years ago. I do like the either or alternative. Either you pick up the orbs, or you have 3 or more extreme class units on the team, and especially with Dabura leading the team he does, and Majin Vegeta leading Corroded Body and Mind, he's going to help Dabura. You then have PHY, you then have Yakon, and then any other Corroded Body and Mind units you could use, like Baby Vegeta and Rose, for example. So actually building a full extreme class team with this unit on, not that difficult to do if you have all the units. If you don't, different story, but a big help to Dabura's team already. Then with 5 or more Ki spheres obtained, or when 4 or more extreme class allies are on a team, another Ki +3 with at least 1 orb obtained, another 18% damage reduction when receiving an attack, and then 180 defense 1 time when receiving an attack, and then lastly, 7 or more Ki spheres obtained, or when there are 5 or more extreme class allies on the team, Ki +5 with at least 1 orb obtained, and 18% damage reduction before attacking. And you know what was really funny? Even though we're meant to be synced up, on the global version of the translation in the producer's letter, this actually wasn't here. This was missed out from his kit. But on the actual official details that we're reading now, they remembered to put it in. So, all in all, if you put Majin Vegeta in slot 1, he's getting 18%, 18%, so that's what, 36%, another 18%, which is 52, and then another 18%, which is what, 70? Yeah, 70% damage reduction, I'm pretty sure, with guaranteed guard in slot 1. If it's not before attacking and he's out of slot 1, I mean, you still got, what, over 50% damage reduction? So hopefully he's got all the stats to go with it. So it looks like he's built to go in slot 1, but maybe also built to go elsewhere on the rotation. Then when attacking, he gets 180 attack, and then when attacking with 18 or more Ki, 300% attack, and has a 30% chance to crit. Then when receiving an attack from an enemy who's hit by the character's super, so this will be after he supers, so again, either or when you're in slot 1 when you've lost the extra damage reduction, or if you know he's not in slot 1 in general, cool. You'll get 200% defense, and then when there is another Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, or starting from the 5th turn from the character's entry turn, meets up with Super Saiyan 2 Goku Angel and can perform a reversible exchange. And of course, one of those extreme type units, and also one of those Majin Buu Saga units can be Dabura, can be PHY, can be Yakon, and can be the Int Majin Vegeta ZZA when he eventually does drop. So we've got quite a few units to trigger these earlier alternatives from the reversible exchange to then all of these conditions right here, which I'm a big fan of. Now this unit will go on Pure Saiyans, Corroded Body and Mind, Gifted Warriors, Majin Buu Saga, Uncontrollable Power, Resurrected Warriors, Vegeta's Family, Worthy Rivals, Super Saiyan 2, Power Beyond the Super Saiyan stay all winning, Goku's Family, Otherworld Warriors, Turtle School, Time Limit, Mastered Evolution, Bond of Friendship, Accelerated Battle, Bond of Parent and Child, Earthbred Fighters, Kamehameha, and that is a lot of categories and a lot of good ones. You know, you got Pure Saiyans, Corroded Body and Mind, Gifted Warriors, kind of Majin Buu Saga if you have all the units, Uncontrollable Power still kind of solid, Vegeta's Family and Goku's Family stay winning because of the Diamond units. Then you've got Power Beyond the Super Saiyan, great category. Then you've also got Bond of Parent and Child, that just stays up. Earthbred Fighters, a lot of very good categories between this Goku and Vegeta, I do say so myself. Then we have the super attacks. 12 key, raise attack and defense by probably 30% for one turn, cause cloth damage to the enemy. Then 18 key super attack, which this is for the EX super attack. Kind of annoys me the way Dokkan lays this out. Really, I should be reading the 18 key effects here rather than the EX super attack details, but it is what it is. But when you trigger the EX super attack, it will be when the first attack in the turn is a super attack performed with 24 key and a 60% chance for the super attack to become an EX super attack. So not as much as we've seen with Carnival LR UI Goku or SSJ4 Daima Goku, but still a little bit more restrictive. I mean, at least with them, it was 24 key, or Daima Goku is 24 key, but what, 70% chance? Whereas Majin Vegeta is 24 key, but less chance. So a little bit more restrictive or strenuous conditions, but less chance for it to pop. I hope it's going to be really good then. Like, I get it. I get putting these conditions on the EX super attacks, but making this more difficult to trigger, or less chance to trigger, and more difficult to activate, not overly the biggest fan of that, I'll be real. And we just don't have the super attack there. Did I miss it? I did, but it does look like they missed out the 18 key, which is looking like a stack. That's going to be 20 or 30% because it just raises attack and defense. Then the EX side of things is greatly raised attack and defense. So that's going to be a 50% stack, which is really nice. It's nice that you actually stack on both the EX and 18 key. Would have been nice if you also stacked on a 12, but it's okay. Especially if you are triggering this more often than not, but that's RNG for you. He will cause ultimate damage to all enemies, so that's actually going to be an AoE. And attacks are effective against all types, and will disable enemies' action once within the turn. I get why they've made the conditions for his EX super attack a little bit more restrictive. Don't get me wrong, Daima Goku and Vegeta, etc. having like support on the EX super attacks is great. But the fact that not only do you get a bigger stack, but then you can also AoE in events where you have multiple enemies is handy. But also attacks becoming effective against all types, which means no matter what, you are doing damage with Majin Vegeta. But then also having this, which is typically left towards kind of like bigger units from bigger celebrations or even just active skills. The fact that you can do that once within a turn on an EX super attack is actually really handy because you can attack break an AoE, you could attack break a super attack. It's quite handy, so I kind of get the kind of more strenuous conditions. Still not the biggest fan of them, but I get why they would do that. So now we're moving on to the Goku side of things, which I'm loving the arts for both this Majin Vegeta and Goku, by the way. Taken from one of the peakiest fights in the whole of the Dragon Ball Z. But of course, with Goku, perform reversible exchange with Majin Vegeta. He is starting with Key +3, 250 attack and defense, 18% damage reduction, and 40% chance to dodge. Then with 4 more key spheres obtained, or when 2 or more superclass allies are on a team, Key +3 with at least 1 key sphere obtained, then attack 180, guaranteed additional super attack when attacking, 180 defense, and a chance to evade enemies' attack, and damage reduction when receiving an attack by 35%. So already, with 4 orbs or 2 superclass allies, which really isn't difficult, this Goku's going to have a total of 53% damage reduction and 75% chance to dodge, and we still have more orbs and allies to get through. The one thing I will say, if you are going to run a Corroded Body and Mind team, or if you are going to run Dobora's team, Vegeta is going to be fantastic. However, switching into Goku might be a little bit, I was going to say difficult, not really the word. It might be a little bit conflicting because, I mean, you could still trigger all of this if you get the orbs. But of course, that's a big if. That's RNG. Whereas Majin Vegeta is already going to have the extreme class allies if you don't miss out on the orbs. Now, of course, you can just switch between the two depending on if you get the orbs or not with Goku. But it does kind of look like Dokkan's giving you the option reversible exchange for once to basically go, hey, depending on what setup you're running, maybe stick to Majin Vegeta, or if you can get the orbs or can't get the orbs. And then if you can, or you're on a different team with like primarily superclass units, maybe you should just stay as Goku when you can. Which I don't mind, because we haven't really got that with the reversible exchange recently. Like, you have it a little bit, but there's usually always one side of the unit you're like, do you know what? I might as well just stick with them no matter what on every team I run them on. So I don't actually mind that, but just be wary of that when running them on certain teams. Then with 6 or more key spheres obtained, when there are 3 or more superclass allies on the team, guaranteed guard with key +3 and at least 1 key sphere obtained, 180 attack when attacking, then a chance to evade enemies' attack when receiving an attack. So already, with 6 or more orbs or 3 superclass allies, you are looking at 53% damage reduction. You are looking at 85% dodge chance, with then wherever Vegeta's stacked you up to when you switch into Goku, and also guaranteed guard to go with it. However, of course, this is just the one time. Then if you manage to pick up 8 or more key spheres, you or have 4 or more superclass allies on the team, key +3 with at least 1 key sphere obtained, 180 attack, chance to crit by 30%, and all allies 20% attack and defense, and an additional 30% attack and defense for also characters who belong to Majin Buu Saga category when attacking. And of course, if you are running this unit and you manage to get all the orbs on like Dobora's team or primarily extreme class units, you've got a friend Majin Vegeta or Super Saiyan 2 Goku benefiting from this. You've got PHY, you've got Yakon, you've got Dobora, you've got Int Majin Vegeta's easier eventually, but even then, you've got other units. I mean, you're looking at any of the top units in the game like Daima Goku, Vegeta, UI Goku, etc. Of course, they will just miss out on the Majin Buu Saga buff as well. Then when activating the active skill or when attacking with 18 or more ki, Goku will gain 300% attack as well. I'm actually really liking both sides of these units. Oh, and he also gets an extra 30% chance to crit. So he's going to have a good amount of crit as well. I'm liking both sides of these units. They both have their values. They both have their uses. And depending on what setup you're running, or depending on what enemy you're facing, or both, it kind of depends what one you're probably going to lean towards or use more, which I actually quite like. Rather than just having one out and outside of the unit where you're like, yeah, cool, don't need to use that one. Kind of like the Strength Blue Boys from GDC. But Goku does have an active skill which can be activated when there are 3 or more extreme class allies and 3 or more superclass allies on the team, or starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. So if you basically have a team of half and half, Mum's half and half. Harry Potter reference right there. But if you have a team that's half and half, you can literally use that straight away, which I think is pretty sick. Or as soon as you basically get Goku out, or from the 4th turn, which is actually just really good active skill conditions. Then he'll greatly raise attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage to the enemy, and within the turn activated, all attacks become crits, change all key spheres to fizz and int key spheres. And do you know why that's really sick? Because that means when you pop his active as soon as he comes out, if you can, or by the 4th turn, you could probably guarantee Goku, if not most of all of these orbs he needs right here, if you don't have these superclass allies on the team to do so. And then not only that as well, who else needs key spheres? Int Majin Vegeta. And this Goku will supply him with all of that. Dokkan thought of everything with this unit. Buffing Dobora's team, helping out PHY, helping out Yakon, helping out a friend of this unit, the easy A to come. They've done good with this. And Goku's link skills are Golden Warrior, which is a doo-doo link, Super Saiyan, All in the Family, Prepared for Battle, Coming Out, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power. And then he will also, on Super, be raising attack and defense for 1 turn, cause loss damage to the enemy, and on 18 key will raise attack and defense and cause mega loss damage to the enemy, and then raise allies defense by 18% for 3 turns. The support is nice. And then not only that, you've got what, a 20%, 30% stack on 18 key super attack. So Goku will actually carry on stacking. So again, leans into that idea of depending what event you are in, depending on what setup you have, depends on which side of the unit you kind of want to prioritize more, or if you can just get the orbs. Big fan of that Dokkan. Then we have the side banner PHY I've been talking about. So his link skills are evil autocrats. He can actually link with Yakon. Or is it Deborah? Maybe both. Loyalty, Margin, Resurrection Plan, Brutal Beatdown, Infighter, Demonic Power, Fierce Battle. He will start with key +1, attack and defense +100%, 70% chance to crit, 30% chance to dodge. Then when receiving an attack, 100% defense. Then as the first attacker in the turn... Excuse me? What am I reading? 70% chance of 713% attack and defense to go on top of this and this, and a 30% chance of 4,410% defense. What the actual good golly god is that? Now, don't get me wrong, a 30% chance is quite low. How often, realistically, on average, you're going to get this? Probably not too often, but deep this just for a second. If all of these pop, you have this 100%, this 100% on defense. So already, that's 100% attack, 200% defense. You then get this. That's 813% attack, and then 1013% defense. Then, if this pops as well, that is 5,000. Yeah, 5,400 and what? 23% defense? What the fuck? This I want to see. PHY will have, I can't even speak now. PHY will have 40% damage reduction and 40% dodge chance. Then there's the third attacker on the turn, chance to crit, chance to dodge, and damage reduction rate of 30%. So that means you're looking at what? 70% damage reduction and dodge in slot 3. What is going on? While having a 70% chance of 713% attack and defense when attacking. And a 50% chance of 4,410% attack when attacking with 12 or more key. What are Dokkan feeding these side banner units right now? Then when 4 or more Majin Vegeta category allies are on the team, or when all allies are extreme, enemy scouter, randomly change orbs to rainbow, chance to evade enemy's attack of 10%. So I mean, if you put him in slot 3, you're looking at what, 80% dodge chance? Yeah, 80, right? Yeah, 80. And then guard as well to go with the damage reduction. Deborah's team has just taken a massive buff. Same with Corroded Body and Mind. Massive buff. Jesus. Categories are Corroded Body, Mind, Inhuman Deeds, Majin Vegeta, Terrifying Conquerors, Mission Execution. I mean, the main place you're going to be running him is either here or here. Damn. He also stacks? Is this one of the best side banner units in the game? Actually, scratch that. Is this the best side banner unit in the game? And also greatly lowers defense. This PHY is nuts. Now, let's see what these animations are saying. So we've got PHY's first, which, I mean, already look clean. Obviously, nothing too special, but I mean, PHY's never going to look any better, really. We got one of the peakiest fights in the whole of Dragon Ball going on right now.
Hang on, Vegeta! We don't have time for this right now. Fine, you win. Our battle is postponed.
Come on, give it to me. Oh, that shot is sick! I need this unit to look amazing. Like, I need this unit. That's my boy right there. Okay, okay, okay. The EX super attack version. Okay. Respectable, respectable. Now what's Goku saying? Oh, that's so sick! That's the bit where he stands in front of Supreme Kai and this is where Kakarot comes out. Oh, that's so sick that they put that in there. Ooh. This unit's got some like... It's got some flair to it.
Everything I've got. Let me show you what I'm truly capable of.
It's really sick how they've done this. I need this unit in my life. I need it in my life. I really do. I need it in my life. It's a Majin Vegeta unit. I need it. I want that and I desire that. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Would you be summoning yay or nay? And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care, have a great day. And peace.